What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Siki. So for today's video, we're gonna talk about why you fail every single diet. Why you failing every single diet? You've been on 36 diets. You fail all your diets. What's really going on, boo? I got news for you. You're actually the problem. And even though that sounds kind of harsh, that's actually the best case scenario. If you're jumping from being vegan to being keto to being paleo to being low carb, high carb, you know what I'm saying? You're going from diet to diet to diet. What's the common denominator here? You are the problem. And that's actually the best case scenario, because when you're the problem, you're also the solution. You have complete control over you, and all you have to do is make a few tweaks to actually get the body that you want. So first things first, let's talk dieting. The reason why the first thing people do when they start a new diet is say that they're not on a new diet is because saying that you're on a diet basically means you're making a temporary change, and therefore your result is actually going to be temporary as well. So maybe you do something like you start intermittent fasting and you're like, I'm going to eat in an 8-hour window, right? And so you do great the first day. The second day is pretty tough, you know what I mean? And you see that, you know, your waist is looking more defined and everything, and you're excited because you've been starving yourself for 16 hours and you're proud of yourself. But then the weekend comes and there's brunch, and then there's a dinner, and you're like, oh, I want to do these things with my friends and my family, but I'm intermittent fasting. And so eventually over, you know, the course of maybe 3 weeks to 2 months, 3 months, you crack. And instead of you having a normal brunch and dinner weekend like most people do, you binge during that weekend. So then you're extremely bloated. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I have made so much progress and I gained all the weight back. Now, if you really lost fat during this time, one, you did not gain all the fat back. There's no way you could have eaten that much. But the problem is that you restricted yourself for so long that your response was to binge. Okay, that's really not uncommon. I'm just giving you an example here, and this is how it goes with a lot of diets, with intermittent fasting, with keto, with paleo, with all of these extremely commercialized diets. So the first solution is to, one, figure out how to eat properly. Two is to figure out how to get some movement into your day-to-day routine. Three is to figure out stress management skills. This one, number 3, that's the one we all miss. That's the one we all forget about. Especially the girlies that are like, you know, late 20s. We always forget about stress management, but stress management is so important. We're throwing out our diet. We're throwing out all these temporary solutions. First things first, we're gonna start cooking all of our meals at home. We're gonna start cooking all of our meals at home. I know it is tough, and I'm not saying that you have to be in the kitchen all day long on Sunday making, you know, 30 meals for the week. Absolutely not. What I'm saying is this: do you like ground beef? Do you like shredded chicken? Do you like salmon? Do you like boiled eggs? Prep your proteins or prep your carbs on a Sunday afternoon or on your off day. It doesn't have to be on Sundays. Sometimes when you see a lot of people doing something, especially on social media, you'll think, okay, well then I have to do it on this day. And it's not even a conscious thing. You just think, oh man, well Sunday passed, so I don't have time to meal prep. Well, you're off on Tuesday, babe. You're off on Tuesday, so why not meal prep on Tuesday? Tuesday, you wake up, you know, do your little routine, and then you go to the market, get you some sweet potatoes, get you some salmon, get you some, what else do you like? Quinoa, and get you some, what else do you like? Some ground beef. Cook and season your salmon and your ground beef. Slice up your sweet potatoes, season it really, really well. Put that in the oven, and now you have some protein and some carbohydrates. Boom. Easy peasy. You're gonna do that with breakfast as well. So you can get some oatmeal. I'm not an oatmeal girl anymore. You can do yogurt with some fruits, right? And I would add like maybe like, if you don't like protein powder, you can add collagen. It mixes really, really well. You can put some milk in there. You can do fruit for like sweetener. You can add like a coconut granola, like look for like a healthier alternative to regular granola because it's so laden with sugar. As far as coffee is concerned, girl, make your coffee at home. Look, I don't make the rules, but I can tell you that you can buy a gallon of cold brew from Aldi for the same price as you would pay for one drink from Starbucks. Girl, make your coffee at home. Make your coffee at home. Get a Keurig or something. I don't know what to tell you. Like, figure it out, okay? Get creative. Here's the thing. When you go to restaurants and you buy food out, they put so much sugar and salt in it. Why? It has to taste so good so you can reconcile spending so much money on it. So if instead you make it at home, if it doesn't taste, you know, restaurant level good, you're still gonna eat it because you just put the time in cooking it. I'm telling you, a lot of people can tell you they started seeing changes when they started cooking at home. Just cook at home, okay? Especially nowadays because I used to work in restaurants, okay? Restaurants are dirty, especially now with inflation, they're cutting corners when it comes to cleanliness. Now it's just not the time for you to be eating out in the first place. Cook at home, learn how to cook. I honestly can't cook much. I can make salmon, I can make eggs, and I can really make a good salad. That's it. But if you don't know how to cook, get on YouTube, okay? Get on YouTube and YouTube will teach you how to cook. The same way YouTube teaches you how to work out and do your makeup. For snacks here and there, have your yogurt on deck, have some nuts on deck. If you like maybe canned tuna, I love canned tuna. I eat it all the time. Have some canned tuna, have some beef jerky, things like that. Things that will keep you satiated. And then as far as building your meals, what you want to do is you want to have 1 carb, 1 protein, 1 fat. So that may look like this. Salmon, protein and fat, and then carbs, rice. And then you have some, oh yes, always have a veggie. So you can do a cruciferous veggie like broccoli or cauliflower, or you can do greens like spinach or kale. Next is portion control. You want to aim for like this much protein or the size of your hand if you have a big appetite, and then you want to aim for like this much carbs, like on your hand, this much carbs, right? And then I think you want to do this much fat. I think, I'm not positive when it comes to that, but I know when it comes to protein it's blank, and when it comes to carbs it's like this. Okay, and I'm gonna put a little picture of a plate somewhere here when I edit it. Second thing, movement, exercise. Get off Instagram. Get off Instagram. Get off Instagram because you looking at these fitness influencers on Instagram, they're lifting triple their body weight, right? And then going on 10-mile walks, and you're like, oh, I'll never be in shape. I can't do that. Well, I can't either. I can't either. All right, chill. But what you can do is you can wake up, you know, 30 minutes earlier and take a walk in the morning, right? You can do that. What you can do is you can put on one of these walk at home YouTube videos, and you can walk right in your bedroom for 45 minutes. You can do that. You can put on a at-home mat Pilates video and do that. Think of the ways you enjoy moving, and you don't have to start off doing it for 2 and 3 hours. When I first started working out, I took 30-minute walks, and I would do YouTube workouts for like 15 to 20 minutes. I did that and I lost 50 pounds. Seriously. Once you find a way you enjoy moving, don't be afraid to try other forms of movement. I started dancing. I realized how much I enjoyed sweating and training, because we would have these conditioning days where we would just do like tons of ab workouts. We would do like planks and push-ups for our arms. We would do a bunch of plies. We would do so much, and it'd be like for like 2 hours of just like hard training. And then the next class we would have our regular dance class. And then on the weekends sometimes we would have super long stretching classes. We would go into a hot yoga studio and just stretch for hours, right? So it was, I knew I needed to dance. I knew I enjoyed dancing, so I started dancing. But that's how I realized I enjoyed other forms of movement. Once you start moving, you're gonna see that you'll enjoy other forms of movement, and then you can go from there. But just start off with what you know you like. So if you know that when you were in high school, you were on the weightlifting team and you loved it, guess where you need to be going? To Crunch, to LA Fitness, get you a gym membership, and start lifting weights again. Start with dumbbells, work your way up back to the bar if it's been a while. And then of course, have some list cardio. List cardio is so good because it doesn't have to be a lot. What you want to do is just take daily walks, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. Put on your headphones, call up your friend, y'all can chit chat. It doesn't have to be super intense. The thing about walking is that walking is an easy way for you to be exercising your muscles, for you to improve circulation, for you to relax your parasympathetic nervous system, for you to burn calories, ease your mind. You're doing all these things with just walking around, right? And then on top of that, you can call a friend, you can listen to a podcast, you can listen to a new album, you can learn something and listen to something educational. What I do is I just walk outside with no headphones, no nothing, and just listen to the birds chirp, because I'm like, wow, I'm really alive. Like I feel alive right now. I look at the sky and I'm like, I'm really here. Like, what? This is crazy. That's how you appreciate the simple joys in life. I'm so serious. Your core gets strong. And because it is such a simple, low impact workout, it doesn't make you hungry afterwards. There's a term, but I can't remember what it is. Like when you start lifting weights, your appetite is gonna increase because you're like, I've been putting in all this work, I need more food to recover. But when you walk, you're not extra hungry, you just feel better. And then lastly, stress management. This is the one that we all overlook. We think about our diet, we think about our workouts, right, or lack thereof, but we don't think about how we manage stress. But this is so important because so many people who maybe they already work out and they already eat right, they can't figure out why they can't get in shape. Friday night, they go out and first they have dinner with friends, right? Well, no, first they pregame at someone's house where they have 2 shots of Don Julio. Then they go to dinner where they have a glass of Riesling. Then they go to the bar where they have 1 shot of Don Julio, 1 margarita, 1 tequila soda, another tequila soda, and a shot, and then a lemon drop shot. And that was just one night. And that right there, kids, is about over 700 calories. Then Saturday night, it's date night, and they go out, they have 2 glasses of Cabernet, and they have espresso martini, and then they have a dessert. And then Sunday, it's brunch day, bottomless mimosas. They have a whole pitcher of bottomless mimosas, and they have a huge brunch. Now, I'm not saying that there's a problem with going out, but what I'm saying is when you have a goal, you have to be cognizant of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For a lot of people, their way of managing stress is alcohol. When your goal is weight loss, you have to limit alcohol. I mean, eliminate it, honestly, seriously, because alcohol, it just wreaks havoc on your body. It wreaks havoc on your body. It wreaks havoc on your body. Some of the people I know who are in their best shape, they don't drink. They drink twice a year on their birthday and New Year's, and they look good. I'm talking women who are well into their 40s, right? Looking like they're 21, 22 years old. Wanna know why? They don't drink. I'm serious. It ages you, it slows your metabolism, it depletes your energy. It's horrible for your brain, honestly. I'm not anti-alcohol. The things that I described were things that I do, so I'm using it as an example. Just be cognizant of it if you want to lose weight. Another way that people manage stress is by eating. You get home from work and your day was so long and so stressful, you just start eating. Right, a lot of us do that when we get home from work. We just mindlessly eat because we haven't eaten much during the day. You have to be cognizant of those habits. And if you are aware of those habits, step 1 is to not beat yourself up for it. Just be aware of it and then look for something to replace it with. So if when you get home, you start mindlessly eating, that means when you get home, you need to have a meal ready for you. And it needs to be like your favorite meal. Like I love like salmon with, obviously I love like salmon with like sauteed veggies mixed in rice with sriracha mayo. Like have that on deck. Have your version of that meal on deck. Like your favorite meal on deck. A lot of people when they get stressed out, they don't want to eat at all. But if you're someone that tends to overeat, not eating at all will lead you to what? Binge. Some of my favorite ways of managing stress are long walks. As you can tell, I love a walk. Girl, I'm going outside and I'm walking around. I'm listening to the birds. I'm listening to the kids play. I'm listening to the highway, and I'm happy. I feel good outside. I also like to just put on worship music and just lay down in bed. Like, I'm not asleep, but I'm not really awake, but I know God is here. Everything's gonna be okay. I like to go sit next to my grandpa in silence while he watches MSNBC. That's a great way to manage stress. I get a little bit stressed out from the news being on. I love like linking up with friends, hanging out with my mom. Hang out with your mom, bro. Go get your nails done with your mom. Everything's gonna be okay. Hang out with your mom, okay? Like, those are like, I'm a big like people person. So sometimes I need to be alone, but a lot of times I need to be with someone in silence. Love that for me. Just find healthier, better ways of coping with stress, because stress is one of those things that in life you're just gonna have to deal with, and the better you get at managing stress, the less stressful life becomes. When you encounter stress, you're not as stressed out about that stress, if that makes sense. How many times can I say stress in that sentence? Anyways, that is it for today's video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helps. Good luck on your journeys. If you guys have any more questions, leave them down in the comments down below. Let me know what content you want to see. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? You just watched this whole video, you're not subscribed, you're bugging. Subscribe. All right, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.